The 2011 World Darts Championship saw Adrian Lewis solidify himself as one of darts' all-time top talents, hitting a 9-darter in the final and becoming the youngest PDC World Champion. He proved that this was no fluke by retaining the title the following year with a comfortable victory over Andy Hamilton. However, after these world title wins, he has only gone on to win 2 more PDC singles majors and has never won a world title again. Today, he announced that after over 20 years as a pro, he is going to be taking a break from the game, with his poor form meaning that he is currently set to be finishing the season ranked 38th in the world. Let's take a look at how he got here. After becoming a back-to-back world champion, Lewis hit the title-winning dart in the famous World Cup sudden death leg between England and Australia, where all 4 players missed match darts. In 2013, he lost in a World Championship quarter-final epic, where he was beaten by MVG in a deciding set tiebreak, which left Adrian devastated. He won his 3rd major title later on in that year, where he beat Simon Whitlock 11-6 in the European Championship final. He then managed to get revenge on MVG, where he beat Michael in a similarly great game in the semi-final of the World Match Play, which Lewis won 17-15 with an average of 102. He improved his average to 105 in the final, but lost 18-13 to Phil Taylor. Lewis was beaten again by Taylor in the semi-final of the Grand Slam, in a game often called the greatest ever, in which Lewis averaged 110 and Taylor averaged 109, in a match where 32 180s were hit in just 25 legs, and Taylor won 16-9. In 2014, Lewis played MVG in the World Championship for the 2nd year in a row, this time in the semi-final, and despite the fact that jackpot averaged 99, he failed to pick up a set in a 6-0 loss against the Dutchman. However, he managed to win the next major, beating Terry Jenkins 11-1 in the UK Open final with an average of 109, picking up his 4th and final PDC singles major. Lewis reached another major final at the Players' Championship finals, where he lost 11-6 to Gary Anderson. In the last 16 of the 2015 World Championship, Lewis hit a 9-darter in the first set against Raymond van Barneveld, but he went on to lose the game in a deciding set. His only singles major final of 2015 came at the Players' Championship finals, where he lost 11-6 for the 2nd year in a row, this time to MVG. At the 2016 World Championship, he picked up 3 whitewash wins in his first 3 rounds before beating Wright and van Barneveld to get back into the world final. He faced Gary Anderson, who was attempting to defend his title, and despite coming close, jackpot lost 7-5. 2017 is where I believe his true downfall started. In June of that year, he missed out on several tournaments as he had to have an operation on a muscle in his back. He said that the operation left him pain-free, and just 2 weeks later, he reached the World Match Play semi-final, where he lost 17-9 to Phil Taylor. That was the only time that he got past the singles major quarter-final in 2017, and his 2018 started terribly, as he lost in the first round of the World Championship for the first time, being shockingly defeated 3-1 by Kevin Munch. This result, and his poor 2017, meant that he fell to 21st on the order of merit and wasn't selected for the Premier League for the first time since 2010. At the very next event after this terrible World Championship for him, he had his famous incident with Jose Justicia at a UK Open qualifier, meaning that he was fined £3,000 and given a suspended 3-month ban. He failed to win any title in this year, despite getting to 4 finals, including one on the Euro Tour where he lost to MVG. After whitewash wins in his first 2 games of the 2019 World Championship, he was beaten 4-1 by MVG in the 4th round. He went on to pick up a title in 2019 at the 8th Players' Championship event, but had a poor result in the majors, with his only quarter-final coming at the Grand Slam, where he lost 16-6 to MVG. During this year, he also had a public dispute with Keith Deller, who claimed that he had a contract to be Adrian's manager at the time, but Adrian denied this. This conflict was eventually resolved in 2020, with an undisclosed settlement being paid. At the 2020 World Championship, he won in a deciding set in his first 2 games, before being beaten 4-3 by Dimitri Vandenberg in the 4th round. He didn't win a title in the rest of the COVID-19 affected season, but he managed to reach a major quarter-final at the World Match Play, which was the first major after the pandemic break. He lost to Vandenberg again on this occasion. In October of that year, he was forced to pull out of the World Grand Prix after testing positive for coronavirus. At the 2021 World Championship, he lost 3-1 to Danny Baggish in his first game, and later on in that year, he had another famous incident after losing 6-5 to Peter Wright at the Players' Championship finals. Lewis lost 3-1 in the second round of the World Championship for the second year running in 2022, where he was beaten by Gary Anderson. Lewis did manage to win his first title in over 3 years at Players' Championship 20 later on in 2022. At the start of this year, Lewis lost in the second round of the World Championship for the 3rd time in as many years, being whitewashed by Damon Heta. He lost in the first round of 5 of the first 6 Players' Championship events of this year, having a terrible start to the floor season. Despite averaging 96, he lost 10-5 to Martin Schindler in the last 32 of the UK Open. Lewis withdrew from the 7th and 8th Players' Championship events of this year in Germany, despite playing in an exhibition before them. He was set to appear in the 3rd Euro Tour event of this year, but withdrew ahead of the event. He also withdrew from the 9th and 10th Players' Championship events, despite initially being on the entry list. Today, he tweeted this: "Dear all, in particular my fans, I feel that your loyalty deserves an explanation for my absence from tournaments. After 20 plus years, I feel I need a break from the professional circuit for now. Massive thanks for the support from my fans and sponsors." Whilst this is sad, it could be the right decision from Lewis, as we have seen Van Barneveld take a break and he is now playing really well.